Hi, this is Mrs. Domin, and we are continuing on point of view. We've had a previous video that talks about what the different points of view are and how they play a role and how we can determine which is which. And we've talked about the narrator and what it looks like when the narrator is the one telling the story. But today I wanted to focus on the first person point of view and understanding how you can tell that that is the person themselves are the ones telling the story. We're going to pay attention to the key words that are used and focus on why that determines the message that we receive. All right, you're welcome to read independently or read along with me. First person point of view. One step at a time, the top of the ladder neared. I concentrated on the pattern to take my mind off of things. I would alternate legs, first stepping up with the right leg and following with the left. Then I would step up with the left leg, followed by the right. It was 16 steps in all, but even by focusing on the pattern, I couldn't contain my growing dread as I approached the top. Waiting for me up there was the scene of my most embarrassing moment. It was exactly 1 year ago today at the regional diving competition. We were tied for the lead, and a basic dive from me would seal it. It was nothing fancy, just decent enough form and a clean entry into the pool. That day I'd climbed the ladder with confidence. Atop the ladder, I had taken a deep breath. I had started my approach to the end of the springboard like I had 1,000 times before. I had sprung upward into the air, but then my mind had gone blank for some reason, maybe fatigue, maybe lack of concentration, I don't know. My head had forgotten to give directions to my body once I had left the board. My brain had just locked up until, for some reason, it had told my body to pull my legs into my chest. Instead of a smooth, simple dive, I had hit the water with a perfect cannonball. I had kicked up the pool surface to see my coach and teammates' confused looks, and I had seen that I had splashed the judges. Yes, we lost. A year later, I took the last step, and my feet were side by side atop the board. For a year, I had practiced 2 hours before school each day. It was all to get back to this spot. Once again, the season was on the line. Once again, it came down to a single dive. In my head, I went over and over the sequence of twists I was about to make. As I charged for the end of the board, I hoped that I had practiced enough. I sprang into the air, and the practice took over. I sliced into the pool like a knife into butter. We won. Now, lots and lots of times in that story, you see the word I, which tells you that it's a first-person point of view. But what I want you to do for your exit ticket, and the question will be written below, is ask yourself, why does that matter? In this scenario, how does this diver's perspective change what we as the reader or viewer hear or learn about the story?